Good evening, I'm Laura Lee.
And I'm Dan Wolf. Thanks for joining us. Massive cuts to northern Wisconsin fish stocking, and the closure of the Brule Hatchery will not be happening after all. That's because outdoor lovers made their voices heard in Madison.
Northern News Now, Sophia Lauber spoke with state lawmakers today, learning more about the funding. And Sophia, what does this mean for the fishing industry?
Dan, this funding is a win for fisheries and anglers in Wisconsin, but some see this as just a small victory in a much larger struggle. The conversations I had with lawmakers today shed light on the underlying divide over how the DNR and its funding are managed in Wisconsin. Anglers throughout Wisconsin and state lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are celebrating the fisheries funding approved on Tuesday.
It's important as a tourism driver for our specific area in the Brule area.
We all live in the 73rd because we love our ecosystems, we love the recreation.
Republican State Senator Romaine Quinn sits on the Finance Committee that unanimously approved the use of $2.8 million, the funds coming from a surplus in the Fish and Wildlife account. Quinn believes the sense of emergency was avoidable.
It was poor planning on behalf of the department. So if you recall, we passed the state budget last July. So that's been done for 9 months.
Democratic State Rep Angela Stroud disagrees, advocating for more autonomy for the state DNR.
They do not need to be micromanaged. Sometimes they have money left over in accounts at the end of the year that they can't spend because the legislature has decided that it's legislatures who know best.
As approved, the funds must be used to keep the Brule Hatchery open and to stock fish.
I'm hoping the DNR follows suit. If not, this is 100% on the lap of the department. They now have the funds to continue to doing the job that we all expect.
Stroud arguing much of the burden sits on lawmakers' shoulders.
What we need to do is take responsibility as legislators for our role and do the planning required and find the funding streams that are out there if we actually do our job and fix these problems before they get to a crisis.
What both lawmakers can agree on is that the DNR's Fish and Wildlife account needs attention. It's been operating at a deficit for years. Many believe increases to the state's hunting and fishing license fees could help ease the strain. Live in studio, Sophia Lauber, Northern News Now.